Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls, Golden, what if, whatever you want to call me. And I'm back. I'm back with the finale of What If Deku Had an Adaptation Quirk. Y'all seem to love this series. I really loved making it. I think if I say this about probably every 3 what ifs, that this is my new favorite what if. But I think hands down this was probably my most favorite. This is the top of the line. This is my favorite what if. And I don't know how to the majority it seems like y'all enjoy it, but maybe there's a few people that don't. But I really like this what if, and it's super simple, and I really like the more simplistic quirk type of thing, where it's not like a big crossover, not a big this. Don't get me wrong, I like the crossovers, but this is my ideal what if right here. But yeah, this is the finale. Obviously, I want to give a quick little disclosure that on the 25th. I'm not even gonna be at my house at all. It's a Saturday. There's gonna be an upload, but it's just gonna be it's gonna be actually the new series. It's gonna be a new series starting, and then but the upload for the 24th will just be the compilation of this series. So if you guys are disappointed by that, I'm really sorry, but that's just how the scheduling is gonna work. But yeah, I'm not gonna waste any more time on that, and we're just gonna get right into the finale of this what if. Let's get it. All Might and Midoriya continue their fight, and it seems like it's coming to its climax. It's over, All Might. This is for the best.
Young Midoriya, think about what you are doing.
All for One then walks up to Midoriya.
Let me finish this, child. I want him to die by my hands.
Midoriya backs up and allows All for One to step forward.
Just like your master, All Might, you will die to my hand.
All Might then slightly smirks and puts all his power into his right arm, punching All for One. But just as he does this, Midoriya does the same, punching All for One in the same spot from behind. Back to the beginning of the fight, Midoriya charges at All Might while within a building. Smoke is covering them.
Young Midoriya, what are you doing?
Listen, All Might, we have to be quick. He threatened to kill Rumi, but I don't know. I know that the other heroes are closing in on their position. Do you know if you have any way of contacting them or not?
Yes, young Midoriya. Gran Torino will tell me with this earpiece.
Okay, we need to keep fighting until we get that signal, and you will let me know through your own signal. I'm not sure what.
Okay, I will go into my skinny form when the transmission is received.
Midoriya kind of looks in confusion, but just nods in agreement, and throws All Might out of the buildings. Now back to present. All for One lays on the ground, barely conscious. You really thought I would kill All Might for you? You really thought I would join you? All for One tries to slowly crawl away. I may not know who my parents are, but I know they are looking down smiling because I just defeated the man who made me suffer so much. All for One begins to cough up blood, and just smiles. Dumb kid. I gave you life. You're the only reason why you're alive is because of me. Your parents, on the other hand, I killed them. And you'll have to live with that pain forever. Midoriya begins to just start shaking in complete anger. He goes to send his hand through All for One's chest, but someone stops him. Someone's voice. Rumi runs over and hugs him, telling him to stop. He turns to her, and All for One then passes out. The police and pro heroes then take him away. I thought I was gonna lose you. She tells him that he will never lose her. I love you, Rumi. He passes out, and Rumi carries him to the hospital. Hours pass, and he finally wakes up and turns to see Rumi holding his hand. Rumi, oh, wake up. She wakes up and begins crying. I'm so glad you're okay. Of course I am. This is not the first time I passed out like this. I mean, it's been a long time, but... He smiles, and she tells him that she loves him too, and that she wants to be with him throughout everything. Midoriya smiles and obviously asks her to be like, in a relationship with him, and she obviously says, of course. All Might then runs into the room.
Young Midoriya, are you okay?
I'm fine, All Might. What about you?
Good, thanks to you.
Yeah, sorry for the scare, All Might, but it had to be done.
No worries, young Midoriya, but you're extremely strong, even more than I thought.
Midoriya thanks All Might, and All Might heads out. The nurse comes in telling Midoriya that he has 0 wounds and no broken bones, and he can just leave. He doesn't say anything about why this is the case and just leaves with Rumi. They head back to UA, and when they arrive, the class, including the teachers, greet Midoriya back. Aizawa walks up to him and pats him on the head.
You did amazing, prom child. You truly are a hero. But this is not just to greet you. Someone is actually here to see you as well.
Huh? Who? Fat Gum then exits the dorms in his normal fat self once again. Hey Midoriya, good to see you back. Fat Gum, how have you been? Good, kid, but this isn't about me. I want to offer you a work study job. Oh my god, thank you so much, Fat Gum, but I don't even have my provisional hero license. Aizawa then walks up to him and hands him a card.
Here you go, kid. You did great. Now your class has to train harder to catch up.
Aizawa basically gives a creepy smile, and Midoriya kinda laughs. Aizawa tells him that he'll be working with Fat Gum, so he'll be excused from classes, just needs to obviously keep up with the work he misses. I will, Sensei.
Okay then, kid. You can go. Fat Gum has some work for you.
Midoriya thanks everyone and hugs Rumi, telling her that he will see her later. The class basically looks at them saying, ooh, and she glows a bright red. Fat Gum takes Midoriya to the agency and asks if he could tell him exactly what happened, well, during the fight with All For One.
Well, it's a long story, but I can tell you.
Midoriya then explains everything that happened back when he got his quirk, and also what happened at the forest training camp, and that All For One wanted him to be his successor, and was going to use Rumi as a way of basically getting that to happen. Fat Gum then asks what if Midoriya just turned on him after getting the quirk from All For One, and Midoriya tells him that he doesn't know, but luckily he didn't have to deal with that scenario, because knowing All For One, he usually has 1,000 backup plans. Well, kid, it was impressive how you went up against All Might, even if you were trying to just act or whatever. What was All For One saying though, while you were laying on the ground, or while he was laying on the ground? Midoriya then remembers back to what All For One said.
He told me that he killed my parents.
Fat Gum looks in shock and hugs Midoriya. I'm sorry, kid. It's okay, I swear. Everything that happened to me happened for a reason. And it's the reason why I'm here. Fat Gum nods and tells Midoriya that they will be doing a lot more patrols since, he has a provisional hero license. And hopefully one of his classmates will be joining them as long as he passes the exam. Oh, sounds good, but who? He says Kirishima and asks what Midoriya thinks about him. And Midoriya tells him that he doesn't think about him, so that's probably a good thing. Fat Gum slightly laughs and tells him that's good to hear. What about Tamaki? Where is he? Fat Gum points to the other side of the room and says Tamaki is still having some confidence issues. It's okay, Tamaki. You can do it. Now come over here. I want to chat. He walks over and says hi to Midoriya in a very awkward way. He also tells Midoriya he is glad he is okay.
Thanks, Tamaki.
Fat Gum then tells them starting tomorrow they will do patrols. They both nod, and a couple days pass with patrolling and such, things like that. And Fat Gum brings Midoriya some news. Hey kid, we are currently working with Nightaye's agency on a new case, so Nighteye would actually like to meet you and send you on patrols with Lemillion. Midoriya asks who Lemillion is, and Tamaki tells him that he's actually his best friend and also part of the Big Three. Midoriya tells them that it sounds good to him, and he is sent over to Nighteye agency. He enters the building and is greeted by Nighteye himself. Survivor, nice to meet you. You can call me Midoriya, Nighteye. I don't mind. Well, Midoriya, I'm really impressed in the fight with All For One. You truly fooled him, and frankly, you truly fooled the whole world into thinking you switched sides. Yeah, sorry about that. Nighteye cuts him off, basically telling him that there's no reason to explain himself. We all know why you did it, and it's impressive how fast you think on the fly. Well, enough of the praise. I want you to meet Mirio, other known as Lemillion. You will be patrolling with him. Oh, okay, yeah. Fat Gum said we are on a case together, so what is that about? Nighteye shows a picture of Overhaul and tells them they've been searching for this man, and if found on patrol to not engage, but the end goal is to take down the Shiha Zaikai. Midoriya nods and looks at Mirio. Do you mind explaining me your quirk, Mirio? Not at all. He explains his quirk and how it took a lot to train it. Midoriya actually explains his as well, telling him how much he's gone through to basically get the strength he's at. Wow, your story is a lot more impressive than mine, Midoriya. It's not a competition, but you have something else. You have something else added to your quirk, right? Mirio and Nighteye look at him in shock. Don't worry. I'm not here to interrogate you, but I can tell when people are holding back the truth and, frankly, lying. But I can tell you're only just holding back the truth. And if I connect some dots, I'm about 80% sure I know the answer to it. But if it's a secret that you don't want other people knowing, and it's that important, I won't bring it up anymore. Nighteye begins to think that this kid is amazing. He then tells them that their first patrol is now, and feel free to just head out. They do so, and they begin walking through a targeted area of possible sightings. So, Survivor, how does it feel to finally be a hero? I know you said initially that you just wanted to do this to get off the streets, but how does it feel now? Well, people in my life taught me that being a hero is a lot more fulfilling than just getting off the streets. Rumi, Fat Gum, they all showed me, even Aizawa Sensei showed me this, and they showed me a different side to being a hero, I guess. As he says this, someone runs into Midoriya. Midoriya turns to see it's a little girl. Midoriya sits on the ground with her. Hey, are you okay? The little girl hugs him and begins to shake uncontrollably. Eri, stop bothering these heroes. Midoriya looks up and his eyes grow wide and he looks to Mirio. Mirio tries to control the situation, but the realization of Overhaul being in front of them hits them like a train. Wait a minute. I know who you are, kid. You're the one who was fighting All For One. Now, why did he want you so badly? Midoriya keeps holding on to Eri, picking her up, and gives her to Mirio. Midoriya then begins walking forward. You know, Overhaul, you don't seem very tough. You just seem like a coward. Oh, big mouth, kid. Let's see if you can back it up. Overhaul takes off his gloves and walks toward Midoriya as well. Eri screams, telling him not to let him touch him. Overhaul grabs Midoriya's shoulder and Eri looks away. But nothing happens. What the hell? What the hell are you? You know, people have been asking me that a lot lately, but I can never give a straight answer. Overhaul begins to just back up, shaking in fear of Midoriya. He begins sending spikes and various other things at Midoriya, but just like Fat Gum said, he truly needs to become a shield, and Midoriya did so. He walks through it all, grabbing Overhaul and knocking him out cold. Mirio looks at him in shock, thinking that this kid is practically invincible. He just made a major villain mob boss quake in his boots and crumble at his feet. Midoriya takes Overhaul to the police, in which they take him away, and they bring Eri to Nightaye's agency. Nighteye tells them that they did a good job, but scolds them for being reckless. Yeah, I'm sorry, Nighteye. That was my fault. I saw Eri and lost control. I didn't want to let another child be left alone in the streets. Nighteye walks up to him and hugs Midoriya.
You did good, kid. You did good. And at the end of the day, a job well done is a job well done. Midoriya thanks him and heads out of the agency. While walking down the street, though, he hears screams. And they can be heard from, it felt like miles away. And rumbling just a couple seconds later can be felt in the nearby distance. Midoriya looks to see a massive man, or a man-like monster, heading his way, screaming that Izuku Midoriya is the reason why his master is stuck in prison. Midoriya begins to run, but is quickly caught, being sent into a nearby building. Mirio, Nighteye, and various other heroes show up. He screams at them. No, you all need to stay away. Make a plan or something. He's after me. Midoriya begins running through the streets, trying to avoid the giant monster, but also trying to take him to a nearby forest where he knows not many, or if no people are actually there. This thing is gonna kill me. It hits far stronger than anything I've ever felt. Midoriya looks to see a massive hill in front of him. Yeah, going up that is not an option. Time to fight, I guess. He turns to see the beast crying, saying he is the reason why his master is gone. Midoriya screams back, saying his master ruined his life and killed his parents. Midoriya grits his teeth and screams at the top of his lungs. If you serve All for One, you are just as guilty as he is for killing my parents. The beast charges at Midoriya, saying that All for One gave him a chance to live. Midoriya gets punched into the mountain. God damn it! I'm not adapting fast enough. Every hit feels stronger than the last. Midoriya stands to see the beast in front of him once again. You will die, Izuku Midoriya, for my master All for One. The beast smashes his fist into Midoriya, and for the first time in his life, everything truly went dark, and he began seeing a light in front of him. What is happening? Where am I? Am I dead? Two people exit the light, and Midoriya sees a man and a woman. They smile at him and say in unison that they are two proud parents. Mom? Dad? Don't go. Don't leave me again. They smile and tell him it's not his time to go, and that they will meet again once it is. They wave goodbye, and the beast stood over Midoriya as if he won. Midoriya's broken neck, broken bones, broken spine, everything begins to heal, and he stands up as if he was never hit in the first place. For the first time in a long time, a true wide smile grew on his face and stayed there. What? You should be dead, you puny hero. Gigantomachia then throws another punch, but Midoriya catches it. Me? Dead? That's not my style. I just have a tendency of surviving. Midoriya picks Machia up and slams him on the ground. Nighteye can then be heard screaming the word now, and a pink mist covers the area, knocking the beast out for good, but also Midoriya. Midoriya then wakes up in the hospital with his class, teachers, and various other pro heroes standing around them. Ugh, where am I? Why does my head hurt so bad? Midnight walks up apologizing, saying to knock out Machia, she had to knock him out as well. So, we won? Nighteye walks up telling him more like he won. Rumi hugs him, saying how worried she was, but he did a great job saving as many people as possible and also surviving himself. That's what I do best, right? But weirdly enough, I felt like for a second there I wasn't going to survive. I actually saw my parents. Rumi looked at him in shock, and all the others who also knew his story do as well. He looks at his hand and tells them that he now knows what he must do for them. Rumi then asks him, what is that? To survive for them. And that is the end
of this what if. Yeah, I mean, I really hope you all enjoyed this finale, and I'm sure there's gonna be some people that are gonna be asking for an extended version or like a manga edition. We might get that, maybe, depending on how I feel. It's one of those things that the manga is gonna be a lot different than normal because of the events that I had transpire here. So it really depends. It's gonna be a lot different story. So, but yeah, but at the end of the day, I hope you all enjoyed this what if, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and also comment down below any future what ifs you want to see. I have one coming out very soon. Actually, I probably will have the picture already released, and if it's not already released, then I'll just spoil it now. The next what if is going to be what if Deku was the god of destruction. I have custom art for it and everything. So if you're seeing this right now and you're watching on Premiere, you're watching on whatever, then you'll know off rip that's going to be the next what if we're starting. Video game Quirk, don't worry, didn't forget about it. Still need to finish it. And when I get back from Sunday, I will definitely get on working on that. But yeah, that's about it. And yeah, I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Peace.
I don't wanna waste what's left.